Hey everyone, it's Jason from Game-Rave.com, and this is Game-Rave TV. So way back in Pause Mode episode 17, I discussed a library angle called satellite collecting, where you collect all the games for one system, and as you radiate out to other systems, you start eliminating the duplicate purchases. Today, we're going to go in the opposite direction and show you how you can make collecting for a full library set fun, historical, and most importantly, an exciting adventure. Since we're on Game-Rave TV's side, we're clearly talking about going for a full PlayStation set. If you already have a decent amount of games, and the term decent depends on your own personal estimate, this will help give you a perspective on your purchasing path. If you're new to the original PlayStation, then sit tight because I'm about to show you just how diverse a subset can be. That subset just so happens to be the 3DO games that are available on PlayStation. This includes both ports of original 3DO titles and games that released for both systems. Now, you're probably thinking that shouldn't be that many, as I did. However, it turns out that there are 29 games the PlayStation shares with the 3DO, many of them fantastic and oftentimes better on the Sony platform. While we won't cover all 29 games here in the video, we will bring to light some specific examples and illustrate the can of worms that this subset opens up. So let's talk 3DO. A game system that had so many of the right ideas and so many of the wrong decisions made that there was no way for it conceivably to be a successful product. From the single game available at launch to the bizarre decision to let other people build the hardware, the 3DO's days were numbered even before the PlayStation became its competitor. One positive that came from all of it, however, is that much of the library came to your beloved PlayStation. These include the start of legendary franchises like Need for Speed and Gex, unique titles like Psychic Detective and Defcon 5, and so on. So which one should you go for first? If you're looking to understand the 3DO without owning it, Total Eclipse Turbo, Off-Road Interceptor, Gex, Need for Speed, and Shockwave Assault will give you the best vibe of what you missed out on this system with some nice variety to boot. Mind you, we never did get the port of Way of the Warrior, but maybe that was for the best. If you prefer your history lesson to be in better versions, snag Alone in the Dark 2, D, and Wing Commander 3. The PlayStation version of Alone in the Dark had real textures over the flat-shaded ones in the 3DO, D was essentially the director's cut, and the PSX gave you Shockwave Assault and its expansion disc in one shot. Thanks to the time frame of the 3DO's fall and the PlayStation's launch, that means most of these games are long boxes, which were light years ahead of the 3DO boxes. Here's where the chaos and fun begins for being a collector. You just open yourself up to two different subsets branching off from this one. If you're planning on going for a full library, this will give you plenty of great titles to play on the way early on. Of the 29 games, 22 of them are long boxes. These 22 games represent just shy of 25% of the long box library. You're already a fourth of the way there. Might as well snag all of them. Hidden among those other 7 games is Street Fighter II Turbo. While released as a standalone game on the 3DO, on the PlayStation it was released as part of the Street Fighter Collection Volume 1. This particular game came in 2 varieties, the original Black Label and the Fighter's Edge Edition. If you snag the Fighter's Edge Edition, that opens up the subset of that collection. A ton of great Capcom 101 fighter goodness can be found there, including Darkstalkers and Star Gladiator. And just like that, you now have 3 subsets to work with: 3DO, Full Long Box, and Fighter's Edge. If you do choose the Fighter's Edge path, be wary as you suddenly now have a variant problem to decide. 2 of the Fighter's Edge games, Darkstalkers and Street Fighter Alpha, are also available in long box form. So, do you go for a full long box, full Fighter's Edge, or both? Meaning you just started your path to collecting variants. The only downfall to all 3 of these subsets are the certain titles' costs. Psychic Detective bounces all over the place, and many games that were once pennies on the dollar like Tekken are suddenly spiking to $50 based on their condition and style of box. You'll need to be a little more vigilant with this subset than you are with others. But man, when you finish that 3DO subset, it'll feel so real. I'll let myself out.